Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Elathrix, and of course, welcome back to the Honourbound in what is likely to be the very last recording session before the new DLC hits, and with that, probably the very last recording session of this series. So we probably won't get every last thing I wanted to do sorted, but we will have one major thing by the end of the video. That is my goal and my promise. We are going to bring back all of the old Federation members and force them to be part of the Oath. They are oath breakers by leaving it, and I think force is now very, very warranted. The Honourbound have been poisoned constantly by the brutish and childish nature of the Federation members, and now we are taking complete control for the good of the galaxy. We may become a tyrant, but we have a tyrant. Well, we are a tyrant with the good of the galaxy, the good of all people in our heart. And I'm sure a lot of tyrants throughout history have said that exact same thing, or at least thought that exact same thing, probably a little bit more cohesively. But we really mean it. So the first thing we're going to do is over in the Oath itself, we're going to be changing some laws that succession type is now the strongest. It really doesn't matter if the other members that don't like it, because, well, we can overrule them now. Over the many years, the laws have been changed so that the vote weight is now diplomatic, which means the strongest get more votes. And oddly enough, they want the strongest to lead all of our people into a better future. So there we are. So with that now, we are in complete control. When it comes to going to war, we choose. When it comes to who's in charge, it will always be us. Everything has finally fallen into place. So what we need to do is go to war with the friends who have forgot they're our friends, and make sure they remember just how much we love them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be closing our borders. That will knock out any ships they had in our territory, which apparently was a lot of them. And then, that's pretty much it. This, sadly, is the only former member currently not at war with someone else. By the way, two of our former members, the Combine over here, and these fellows, are actually at war with each other. Yeah. If they don't stop warring soon, we may have to be even more drastic and go to more normal warring efforts and just take them over. Not exactly something I want, not something the Honourbound would normally go to, but seeing them just kill each other constantly, this constant strife in the galaxy, is probably wearing very, very horribly on our patience. So what we're going to do is, before we declare war, just offer protectorate status. It's a good deal, but of course, they're dumb, and in a second they'll say no. Anytime. Now, there we go. And because of that, we now have the Declare War Vassalize. Now, this won't actually turn them into a vassal, it'll turn them into a protectorate, which is quite different. A vassal will go to war with you when you war with everyone else, and I don't think they get the research bonus, whereas a protectorate don't necessarily have to go to war. Now, they will, because they'll be part of the Federation, but we will be giving them a research bonus, and I'm sure we would be treating them very nicely. All that's going to change is that they're going to be part of the Federation. Other than that, well, they can't declare war on anyone anymore, which is nice. And that's it. And we will protect them from all the horrors of the galaxy, because they are wayward children, and it's either this or shoot them in the face with lasers. They'll see it our way in the end, don't you worry. So what I'm going to do is get these two over here. Let's wait until the borders swap over. So can one of you please go over here and grab these? I'd be amazed, by the way, if our other Federation member doesn't have claims in this area, so definitely good to start over here. Then our secondary fleet, go down here, grab this. The idea is, what I would like to do is just win via claiming systems. This way, we minimize losses on both sides, because the stations, you could argue, potentially are not manned. I mean, I doubt it. I mean, I really doubt it. I mean, I really, really, really doubt it. Those are lights. But you never know. And we don't actually destroy them, we just disable them and then take them over. So you could argue we can do that without causing as many. Either way, it's going to be less losses than bombarding their planets. I think we can all agree on that. So our Federation fleet will move over here and start taking all of this, the bulk of the territory. And that will be pretty much the war. It shouldn't be too difficult. And yeah, we have, we do indeed have claims over here. That really wasn't a shock at all, to be perfectly honest. Wait. Okay, these are claimed by other people. Okay, fair. Okay, it won't be too difficult to figure all that out and sort everything out as we go. But now, we have... Oh, this one. Okay, this is actually what I'm really interested in. This was the world which was surrounded by a force field, which was being projected from the moon base. We disabled the moon base, we got to the world, and it seems to be abandoned. This ancient relic world was imprisoned behind an impenetrable energy barrier for roughly 75,000 years. It must once have been a vibrant world, home to hundreds of billions of individuals, but the streets and buildings are deserted now. None of the planet's original inhabitants remain. Disappearance. The disappearance of this planet's original population remains a mystery. Once the shield went up, and they were isolated from the rest of their interstellar empire, they likely faced mass famine and civil unrest as they struggled to support their capital's massive population with the limited resources they had. So that is something interesting there. So this is why I didn't want to go with the Colossus, even though we do have access to the bubbling ability, you know, just bubble the world to make it no longer part of the galaxy as a whole. It's the most humane way, but it isn't, because most of these worlds will have populations and lifestyles and all of this which are reliant on the empire they're part of. I can imagine a lot of problems if you suddenly cut that off. It's like having a city and just putting a bubble around it and going, well, that was peaceful. I'm sure that city won't descend into utter chaos. But more extreme. Yet, there are no signs that they demolished parts of their city planet to cultivate the land. Nothing suggests that any significant fighting took place after the shield went up, and there are no remains, fossilized or otherwise, of the inhabitants. It's like they simply vanished into thin air. So yeah, I am really interested in this one, I've got to be honest, far more so than a lot of the others we've seen. Yes, we'll agree to any peaceful thing, really. And are you part of the other Federation? I can't see your flag anywhere. Are you absolutely teeny tiny? Are you a teeny tiny empire? I do not know where you are. No, they're pirates. They're not you. Speaking of which, where's the mid-game crisis? That kind of doesn't oh, it's you! Oh, well, that's one of the other Federations. Yeah, you are teeny tiny. I'm not on particularly good terms with your friend, though, over here. Most like... No, we are now the very best of friends. Why are we the very best of friends? Mutual threats. I don't know who the threat is. Okay, I mean, ultimately that's the goal, to make a super federation over here, have one or two super federations over here, and then have eternal peace. If we can have eternal peace in the galaxy, and we can continue to push things over in the Senate, then I'll be happy. Then we have pretty much got our goal. The endgame crisis was never the real goal of this roleplay playthrough. That's why it's been pushed back so long. I just wanted to be the good guys. I just wanted everyone to love each other. Is that so wrong? Let's go with that one instead. Also, so close to Ascension theory. Then we can start making some Gaia worlds, as that was the most popular of all the different suggestions. And here is our fully armed battalion to remind them of our love. Ah, nothing says love like lasers to the face.
A study has been completed.
An odd saying, but a true one, I'm sure. We have just researched Ascension theory and got ourselves a world shaper. This means now we can start turning our worlds into Gaia worlds, one of my other end goals. So every world will be customly crafted for the happiness and efficiency of our populace. But seriously, the Gaia worlds are amazing. Plus 10% resource output, increased growth speed, I think increased happiness as well, I'm fairly certain, and 100% habitability for all species. It is really something very, very good. Also very expensive though. It is, if we take a look, see, it's 5,625 energy, although at least we are making them a bit faster since we have terraforming gases. But yeah, very expensive, but that is also one of the end goals. Like I said, I want every single one of our worlds to be Gaia worlds. Really showing that the Honourbound way is the way to true happiness. Not constantly killing every single neighbour you see because they once insulted you. I mean, if it's a particularly bad insult maybe, but seriously, they're fighting over everything. More and more systems are falling under the sway of our empire, and our allies actually doing a great job going after any systems we're missing. I think we've got most of the claim systems now, yet only a couple left. This will not take long at all. Especially now my Federation fleet is just entering their territory. We can now finally propose the resolution, Reverence for Life. This is actually one of our main ones we wanted to go for, because it is quite simple. You can't purge anymore. Yes. No more killing of life on the planet. And we will get some more power soon, as we are finishing off the construction of our interstellar assembly. And of course, Yard is getting stronger every day, making our dominance over the Galactic Council a little bit more secure. The Mega Shipyard Framework is now complete. Sadly, this... Oh, no, it actually does have some shipyards. There's 5 shipyards, and is increasing our build speed of ships by 33%. It's this tiny little thing here. I say tiny little thing, it's about the size of a planet already, but still. Comparatively, it's a teeny, terrifying thing. No, let me look at that. Let me zoom in on it. Thank you. I want to look at that core. Ooh, that's creepy. I love it. Excellent. Well, looks like we are engaging a couple of their fleets. Do you remember some of these ships? Some of them are still staffed by your crew. I'm sorry, I didn't hear your answer. You need to speak louder. I can't hear you over your screams. You know, I don't even know if they answered. Did you answer? We'll never know. Good guys, good guys. Friendly, fun friends. Friendship. And already achieved war goals. I think they realise the futility of their efforts. Welcome to the Oath. Once again, friends. Oh wow, you just butchered our cohesion. That is very annoying, but fine. Probably wouldn't get to max anyway, we are still increasing. Oh good, you actually sent one of the envoys straight away. You'll be disloyal for a while, but eventually you'll realise it was for the greater good. And even if you don't realise it, I don't particularly care. As long as everyone is peaceful and quiet and doesn't hurt my hangover, you can believe whatever you wish. Okay. We could bring you into the fold. So here's the problem. This Federation now is getting a little bit annoying because they are starting to grow. Are they hostile? That's a member of the Oath. You know what? I don't think they are. How about you? Okay, you're kind of annoyed with everyone, but not well, you're not warlike. You're okay as well, actually. You know what? These two federations might get along. And if they do, we don't have to intervene. And that means all we need to do is remove the authority over here and the Combine, both former Federation members. I really hate that you can't demand vassalization while they're at war, because annoyingly, this war may go on for a long time. Oh, they're at war with those. Yeah, it may take absolutely ages, because the Combine are actually at war with this Federation. Oh, that you're a member of now, actually. You know, despite the fact I don't like you, I might leave you alone then, just because... Oh, there's no point in going to war with you. How about you? Is that you're in danger. I think taking these fellows over would be in their best interest. They are in danger because all of these federations hate them. They are far stronger than them, and once they stop all this petty infighting, they're probably going to be crushed. So I think... Yeah, in fact, I am certain that going after them and taking them over would be in the best interest for galactic peace in the long term. Ooh, now I could finish that, but actually what I'm going to do instead is activate... Where are you? This one here? This one here, thank you. Which will increase our megastructure build speed by 50%. Get everything up and running nice and fast. Meanwhile, back at the abandoned world, the eerie and empty streets of this abandoned planet-wide city still do not betray what happened to the original inhabitants. Posters and pamphlets have been discovered that mention some sort of evacuation day. They are typically accompanied by pictures of a galaxy that our astronomers do not recognize. Evacuation day. Today is the day. Report to your nearest relocation center as soon as possible to begin your new life. That doesn't sound sketchy in the slightest. More and more of this Federation have just started to like us, and with that overwhelming power, they will never go to war with us anyway. Peace may be within our grasp. The next stage of the Interstellar Assembly is now complete. This second stage of the Interstellar Assembly, the console ring, is now complete. This inner circle will house most of the diplomatic staff going forwards. And that gives us one more envoy, which I will send over here for now. Just so we don't level down. Constantly in need of more alloys at the moment. I might as well start the upgrades, even though we certainly can't afford them all. So the problem with going after these fellows over here is I can't actually get to most of their territory, since they're about to close their borders with us again. They were friendly, now they're back to suspicious. So if I tried to go over here, I could end up losing my fleet, bouncing the back, and then the war would be an absolute nightmare. So what I need to do is make sure we have the jump capability on all of our ships, which will take a while. In the meantime, I am waiting for this war to end. Looks like the Federation may win, which I'm actually hoping for, because it'll weaken the Combine, so then we can swoop in with minimal losses and take them once again as our very bestest friends ever. The shipyard core is online. The core of the mega shipyard has been put in place. All that remains is to add the vast ship construction berths. So now that's giving plus 67% build speed, and that also goes to upgrading, and this has 10 shipyards. Actually, why don't you go over here? Since the other fleet's already upgrading at the main station, which is now going to become a much smaller station. There we go. Lovely. That's going to consume alloys for many years. Yeah, I'm now in a state of just upgrading everything I have and regaining stability with the Federation. So actually it makes sense for us to wait a while. And definitely the Combine is our main target either way. I still don't know whether or not to go to war with this Empire. If it wasn't on such bad terms with influential members of that Federation, I would just leave them. But it is. Now you fellows are closed borders of everyone, but you have no rivals or anything. You're actually okay. Also, we've become so insanely strong. Even with the AI mod, we've just kind of snowballed insanely near the end. The Project. Also, a really ominous image there. The planet was clearly abandoned after this evacuation day concluded. But how? There is no evidence that the planet's energy barrier ever went down. Clues have been discovered that indicate the pursuit of some sort of massive research project that predates the Shield. Resources and science staff were diverted to this project in increasing numbers, and efforts appear to have greatly intensified after the Shield went up. The Interstellar Assembly forum modules are now up and running. The Interstellar Assembly's outer ring is populated with vast, state-of-the-art conference rooms equipped with privacy hard filters, penetratable only by Honourbound surveillance, of course. The station is quickly becoming the de facto galactic hub for off-site negotiations. See, everyone loves us. And they should. We're lovely. Oh, come on, okay, one more month we can start building next stage of that. Ooh, good, one of the smaller fleets are finished. There we are. So, right now, we're actually losing experience because I had to divert some of our envoys over here so that we can get Reverence for Life moving. And actually, by the looks of it, it has more support than I thought, so that's really good for us. So what I can do is divert all of the envoys back over here. Let's get that experience going again, shall we? And that should still be okay. I'll double check that later when we get closer to the finish line. Okay, lots of our end goals are being completed. Galactic peace is kind of in sight. We're about to pass a law which means purging is no longer allowed in the galaxy, which is a huge thing for us. We no longer have a certain unsavory trade available. Although the market is here, as you can see, none will ever be sold. We're about to stop purging. We're about to have all of these empires under our control. Once this war's over, we'll go after these fellows. Yeah, you know, we can do this. Since we have the resources to do so, I'm going to build the Strategic Coordination Center, which will give us more Navy capacity, along with some extra sub-light speed. It also means we can build more star bases, which isn't really necessary right now, but it'll be nice to have. The first worlds have now been terraformed. This includes our homeworld. Now a Gaia world, increasing habitability by 100%, resources from jobs by 10, and happiness by 10 as well, at least for our biological pups and our lithoids. Sadly, our synths won't get increased happiness from this, but that's absolutely fine, since they're probably pretty happy anyway, to be perfectly honest. So that is that. The average happiness on this world is 94%. We could get that to maximum, but it's increasing the amenities a little bit, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So there we are, the happiness on these worlds is incredibly high, as more of the worlds get converted there in the background. My goal, of course, is to have every single world converted, but that is going to cost us a fair bit, so I'll just continue to do that in the background. Still waiting for peace over here. I've been watching how the empires are going to war, I've also been looking at their relationships with each other, and honestly, I do believe if we take over the Combine, we might actually just get galactic peace then and there. Right now, the Combine are the only real empires which are super hostile. This one being a second, so maybe both of them, but the Combine is our key empire.
A study has been completed.
Maybe we should go to war with these while we're waiting, because they're probably going to end up going to war afterwards. They're cordial with us, which... it feels bad doing this, but I need to. They're going to be killed otherwise. This Federation is much stronger than them when combined, so taking over this, taking over that. How about you? What's your relationship after looking? Yeah, see, you're actually now okay. No more rivals. And actually you have an agreement outside of your Federation, so yeah, if we can just get these two on board with us, we've pretty much got it down. So, Federation fleet, you can now jump, so let's get you into position over here. Same with the other two smaller fleets. The Honourbound have definitely departed from what they once were, but now seeing how cruel almost all the other empires are, and seeing an opportunity for standing peace at long last after hundreds of years of all of this. Well, actually, about 140, but still, you get the point. Lots of time.
Completed.
Let's go. Scientific Revolution, Desperate Measures, the extra megastructure build speed, and Hearts and Minds for extra governing ethics attraction and ethics shift chance, so that some of the empires we just consumed, well, some of the populations we just grabbed from the archives will hopefully see our ways a little bit faster. Lots of propaganda for our way of thinking, and Desperate Measures will increase our fire rate in our home territory. That may not seem like much, but the extra fire rate increases the stats of our ships, which increases our diplomatic weight, which makes doing all this kind of stuff a lot easier. Might makes right. Okay, I may actually go to war with you now, just to make sure we've locked in the war. So, offer protector status, you'll say no. Okie doke. And with that, you will be vassalized. Well, protected. Ooh. Apparently I had a small fleet somewhere in their territory already. I didn't realise. Okay, the mega structure, though, is finished, with the mega shipyard now fully operational. Which is fantastic, so I'm building battleships, because now I have loads of alloys now. I'm not upgrading everything. Beautiful. Plus 175% build speed. And we have 20 shipyards built into the shipyard itself. Shipyard. Shipyards. Shippy ship ship. Sadly, once again, some of our other Federation members do very annoyingly have claims. So this will be a little bit longer than it otherwise needs to be, but it'll be fine. We won't need to deal with the planets ourselves, just the systems. So just brush through all of this, which is where all the claims are anyway. And I'll jump in these fleets over here. It'll be quite easy, honestly. We are now vastly more powerful than any other empire. And there we go! The Interstellar Assembly is finished, giving us yet another new envoy. Glorious. You can go here for now. The Interstellar Assembly is now fully operational and plays host to a number of embassies from the galaxy's major powers, be they political or corporate. Our diplomats are having a hard time keeping up with the steady flow of information on national interests and political embarrassments that we are extracting from the station. At least our guests seem largely disinterested in our surveillance, as long as we provide the ideal environments for them to strong-arm their competitors. A little bit more menacing than I would like, but yeah, there it is. In all of its glory. So that's one more envoy, so in total it's giving us plus 40% diplomatic weight, which is so good, and plus 2 to our available envoys. Actually, I wonder how the migration's doing for our major worlds. Yeah, really good, even though it's a very crowded world. Yeah, it's getting loads, it has Xeno compatibility, of course, and everything else. We are getting a lot of populations from other empires. In fact, I need to start trying to make more, Ooh, do we have the automatic migration treaty already active? Yeah, free migration, so every time we add a Federation member, they can migrate to our worlds straight away, so we can get more populations nice and quickly. And of course, with all of our worlds being converted into Gaia worlds and everything else, we have some pretty darn attractive worlds. And with Xeno compatibility, it's making people happy to be there. Let's say that. Unintentionally, I've made one of our factions really happy. Although it's one of the smallest, no, the smallest faction, it wanted us to create Gaia worlds. So yeah, it's happy, we have a lush world and everything else. The only thing it doesn't like is that we are, well, we landed on a Gaia world, but that's it. So which one of these do I really want to go away? I mean, that one's a little bit annoying, but now it's purely happy, I don't really mind. Ooh, we can increase that. That'll increase our happiness by just adding the educational campaign. Ta-da! There we go, now you're up to 100. Science without borders, that's not going to happen, I'm afraid. So, yeah, it's just the materialist, which is actually the populations we just grabbed from the Fallen Empire. So hopefully those will slowly shift over to the others. Xenophile, militarist, libertarian, cooperative, and ecocentrism. They're the ones I want to keep. Reverence for Life has been passed, so no longer can anyone purge, which is fantastic. And there we go, greater than ourselves is the next one, because I really want that edict to be unlocked, which allows our populations to essentially move themselves from overpopulated worlds to worlds with more jobs. That way I don't have to force them, giving them a bit more freedom. Doubt this one is going to be passing anytime soon, though, so... Well, it's there, but it's going to be stuck there for a while until we become insanely powerful, I think. Which is a shame. Ooh, what, did I just jump you into a citadel? Not quite a citadel, but oof. Thankfully, long-range weapons and everything, we can actually outrange most of these stations. Oh, except for that one poor little battlecruiser. Avatar, what are you doing? Thankfully, we're very powerful. Okay, so you can claim all of these then. And you'll be fine. Remember, when you jump, you are 50% weaker for a while, so... Yeah, that's pretty horrible. Going to jump you, so we can take all that. The main fleet is just chewing through all of this, and the ground force and everything else from our allies will deal with the worlds themselves. Oh, okay, we've finished off. We get a new relic! Yes, I've never seen this relic. That's awesome. Okay, I'll check that out afterwards, but let's read this then. Miniaturized galaxy. Okay. After intense search efforts, we have discovered where the inhabitants of the planet went. Deep inside a tall fortified structure near the planet's northern pole, we found a relic that our archaeologists are convinced holds an actual miniaturized galaxy. A teeniverse. Somehow, after creating this galaxy, the inhabitants of the relic world all relocated there, and then sealed it in this container with some kind of impervious subspace field. While we can't interfere with the galaxy itself, our scientists assure us we can study it. There we are, the miniature galaxy. Research speed plus 5% as a passive. The active effect is, for 150 influence, gain 50% tech progress in a random technology. Oh, I wonder if that'll work with repeatables. Actually, wasn't this relic, or a version of it, in fact maybe in the storyline, part of something else before it was part of this? You know, I may have seen this before a long enough that my memory is not working. This miniature galaxy was constructed by a civilization known only as Belligerent Party C, who then used it to escape from the confines of their trapped homeworld. The galaxy is contained within an impenetrable subspace field inside its tank, but the activities of its denizens can still be observed to an extent. Well, there we go. That was fantastic. That was a really, really good one. Okay. Yeah, you know, the main thing I've got from this series, just reading all the stories in Stellaris has made me realise how much there is in Stellaris. Just so much. Domination is now finished, leading to our final Ascension perk, which of course has to be Defender of the Galaxy. Slightly increasing everyone's opinion of us, and cementing us as the good guys forevermore. Well, not the best timing. The Archivists have once again attacked us. These are the Fallen Empire. Well, it's the Fallen Empire which attacked us before, and we've now got the Archives from. We do have the Archivists' archive, so all I can do is... Yeah, you have to jump there so we can hide all our ground forces on this world, on the Archives, so they can't get it back easily. And our main fleet is now returning. It is more than strong enough to deal with them by itself. This time around, we're going to dissolve the Archives. We can't make claims, because our ally already has claims on it, so we're going to claim... Well, we're going to take over every world for our ally. No longer will we have a problem with them, once they no longer exist. Their cruelty and obvious violent nature needs to be removed violently. Valiantly, the small fleet here has actually weakened the enemy enough that I don't think the Citadel will win, but it's gave enough time for our ground forces to retreat. We lost many a good soldier then, but ultimately this location will be lost. However, I do have these fleets as well, and these are going to start moving in as well to help out our Federation fleet.
Has been lost to the other sides.
They will not be forgotten. They just rescued a lot of ground forces which would have died without even being able to fight back. Battleships versus battleships. It'll take some time for our strike craft to really get going here, but when they do, we are going to deal a lot of damage. In the meantime, though, that's a lot of large weapons aimed directly at us. Lost a few more than I'd like there, but that will push them, yeah, a lot of war exhaustion from that, which is great. Revenge for the heroes who saved the ground forces. With the strike craft being, well, having the brains of bricks as usual. Thankfully we do have corvettes and a lot of close quarters ships, so it's not really too much of an issue here. I think that was their major fleet, again, being destroyed. Let's reclaim all of this. Oh, good, and our other forces are now arriving, our battleships. So where did all the ground forces go? Over here. So we lost some to the jump. Oh, we lost way more than I thought. Thankfully, we were building some more, so we have a lot of ground forces which can help out taking some of those worlds to finally... Ooh, xenomorphs. You know what? I'm gonna build some xenomorphs. No, I'm not, because they have loads of collateral damage, which is against the whole point of us. So I'm just gonna build... I mean, these are the strongest. They're fine. Normally I'd try and mix them, since we are all about everyone being in the military here, but for now, go with those. And I'll make sure to do that with all the other worlds, so that we have enough ground forces to take all of the worlds to finish off the Fallen Empire, because the Fallen Empire is very, very annoying and keeps on attacking us and killing our people. Which obviously we don't particularly want. Our 7k ground force is now assaulting the Font of Knowledge on behalf of our allies. And to finally remove this Fallen Empire from the game. Okay, yep, you're safe to continue to take those. Annoyingly, they are taking back some of these systems, but we're getting very close now, and our allies over here are taking the worlds they want, which will reduce the need for all that score anyway. Well, they've managed to muster enough force to make my... Oh no, you're not really jumping, are you? Oh no, I was about to make you jump away. I was about to say, this fleet needs to get out of there now. I think if I start the order, you will still complete it. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get out of there. Okay. Whoa, okay, you can pick off the stragglers over here, though, with minimal losses to you. And once again, once these ground forces finish off the worlds, we should have won this anyway, which is great. And this is going as well as you might imagine, since we just overwhelmed them. Okay, finally. So now they are part of our Federation. Ooh. Okay, why do I have those in the galactic community? Oh yeah, I was trying to force. That wasn't like the next level. Well, now I can move them back. At least as one, so we don't lose all the experience, but there we are. They are now part of us, which is great. You can move back home. I'm already moving back my main fleet, because they need to just be repaired, honestly, and just get some more of everything. Can I attack the other worlds? That one's quite weak, so yeah, let's do that one. Actually, I think I've taken all the major worlds with all the high defense, yeah. Okay, we are definitely going to be able to kill this fallen empire. And by kill, I mean just allow them to be consumed by the warrior clans. Oh, disloyal, but we're getting really close to you being loyal now. That's great. And I'm assuming you're going to be disloyal. No! Instantly love us! Okay then. I've split up my ground forces and I'm taking both of the final worlds right now. This should not take too long at all. Still waiting on you, though, to stop being at war. Building up some more battleships over here. Yeah, we are doing absolutely fine. At this point, any of the mid-game crisis would just not be that much of a threat, which is great. I'm actually hoping one of them does appear. I don't know if we'll have enough time to deal with it, but I really want to deal with something that has an end. But, I mean, we've almost reached galactic peace. Once we absorb the Combine as well, we're kind of forcing the galaxy into a stalemate. The end of the Archivists. Finally. Okay, everyone can return home. Now we just wait. Yeah, waiting for the Galactic Council. And what? Yes, excellent. So after this one, we should be able to get there nice and easily. But yeah, just waiting for the Galactic Council. And waiting for these fellows to finally stop being at war. Guess we could clear out some of the Marauders. You know what? We may as well. Where's our main fleet? Is it all healed up? Well, once you've finished upgrading. Oh, wait. Can I even get to you? Actually, yeah, it's not too bad because I can use the wormhole. Sure, we'll deal with those as well. The Coordination Center is now at its very first stage. And it is over here, there we go. So that's already giving us plus 50 Navy capacity, plus 2 Starbase capacity, 4 extra defense platforms on any of our citadels, and plus 5% sublight speed. The sublight speed really is what we're after, and so we continue. Time to deal with the Marauders. So much lightning. Lightning and swarms. A beautiful combination. Now just the same to the other two zones, which will be nice and easy. And then we're never going to see the Marauders in this area again. Where are the others? Okay, that's actually very difficult to get to, so I think we'll just settle for these. Plus, they could become the mid-game crisis, which I'm still waiting for. No one has awoken, none of the Marauders have gone, you know what, the galaxy should be ours. What use is the good guys if there's no villains to fight? It's like the battleships are just too excited, there's just so many targets to go for, who'd you attack first? as each of the stations fall one by one. Okay, yeah, greater than ourselves is definitely going to be the next up. Wow, we have just increased in power so much just in this episode. There we are, goodbye to you. Now I just return home and wait for this war to finally be over. Come on, this... Oh, you're warring with everyone. Who? Oh, the Holy Guardians are fighting you. That's not good. Well, it seems like we have our final boss. The Sleepers have awoke, and it's the perfect one for us to go against. These are the fanatic xenophobes, the Empire, which will try and take over all other empires through warfare. It began as a subtle shift in Trellan behaviour. Scattered reports of their ships, once rarely seen outside their own space, now being spotted in remote systems all across the galaxy. Highly advanced scouting vessels visiting ancient, ruined worlds, refusing all hails and fleeing when attacked. Their purpose and mission unknown until now. We now know that the Trellan were preparing, recovering the databanks of survey beacons and automated scouting posts left behind when they retreated to their present borders, gathering information for their return to the galactic stage. In Trellan space, fleets are gathering, armies are being mustered, and ancient factories roar to life. For the first time in an age, the Trellan reconquerors are looking outwards beyond their borders and towards the galaxy at large. As their decaying shipyards are repaired and refitted, and the dormant systems of Titan foundries come online, the rest of the galaxy is left with only one question. Who will this once sleeping giant target first in their quest to reclaim age-old glory lost? Normally would have re-recorded then at the end, but oh well. Decrepit fools. So, straight away, we are obviously going to have to go against them. So all of our empires, all of our fleets rather, must muster near their borders. Can I get here without having to do some jump shenanigans? It looks like I can. Fantastic. Yeah, just all fleets need to get there now. Are we going to be strong enough? You know, as long as we don't hit every single one of their fleets at once, I think we are already strong enough. I think. Yeah. I'll make sure all my ground forces get together as well in one cohesive blob. The final battle for galactic peace. Because let's be real, the regular empires now are not strong enough to deal with me, and I'm starting to override the entirety of the Galactic Council at this point. Because I am just that strong. In fact, I could probably push to become the only Galactic Council member. So the Combine over here are no threat, and once they're under our control, they are ours. And I'm saying all this because I am drastically running out of time. When I said earlier I set aside 10 hours for this, it's 10 hours to record and edit. And already it's been a very, very long time. So this will be a fantastic final battle to show we are the true peacekeepers in this galaxy. And now if only I'd got the bonus to Awakened Empire Ascension perk rather than the Endgame Crisis. Ooh, the wing statues. Yes, we must learn more about these. Fantastic. We can do that in the background. I'll just continue to produce as many battleships as I can. Our battleship should be really good versus the Awakened, since they love their shields, and although they do have point defense, they just don't have enough ships per fleet, so we should be able to just mob them and take them down that way. So whilst all my fleets move into place, we have this, the Sentinels. Silent giants stand watch on the planet, 9 monumental statues placed along a wide perimeter at strategical points in the landscape appear to be guarding something at its centre. Their skin is covered in a fine scale plating, their postures vigilant, ready to spring to action, and their unmoving eyes follow you every step. Yet there is nothing in the area in apparent need of protection. Perhaps their ward did not survive the passing of time. Many of the Sentinels themselves bear marks of assault. The Sentinels did it. Something has gotten into the archaeologists. The excavation thus far has been impeded by freak accidents, injury and misfortune. Now even senior researchers with decades of field experience are blaming the Sentinels. Overcome with superstition and paranoia, they claim the statues move about when no one is watching, yet there is nothing to suggest their jointless limbs are even capable of motion. Matters spun further out of control when traces of biomatter indicative of heavy bleeding was found lodged within a series of tiny cuts on the terminal portions of a sentinel. Whether the sentinels are just a convenient scapegoat, or there is a more sinister explanation, remains to be seen. Science Officer Austere has gone missing. She was last seen leaving the camp at sunset to find a tranquil spot to consider the sentinels. In the days leading up to her disappearance, she raised concerns about the safety at camp following a growing number of accidents, and we fear she may have abandoned her mission in protest. So that's our lead scientist suddenly gone. Don't have any scientists nearby of a decent level, so let's replace you with... is anyone actually good at this, or just the highest level? Okay, highest level who isn't leading a research. Let's go with you. You're stuck at level 4, but you're... No, yeah, let's go with you. Let's see if we can find our missing archaeologist. Okay, our fleets are getting there. Looking at the power of the enemy fleets, though, they are very, very strong, but they are also starting to split up. It really is going to be a matter of, can we get them on their own? They are pretty scary, but we are pretty good versus them. Like I said, they are mostly shields and armor. Their hull is weak in comparison, and we deal a lot of bonus damage versus armor. We completely ignore shields. And even against the hull, we're not particularly bad. We're actually very good all-rounders, but we just so happen to counter them as well at the same time, which is a lovely thing to have. Trying to make some more fleets as well in the background. These two are already on their way. But the longer we wait, the more territory they get, and the more likely they are to start striking out against empires nearby. So I think once all of these four are combined, we may have to go to war and then just be tactical about attacking them. That's not what I wanted right now, game. Wow, look at that. It's so close you can actually jump. Okay, so the L cluster has been opened. Thankfully, it's the peaceful one, which you can trigger to be aggressive, but great. That means that hasn't really changed anything. Ooh, that's good. That's good. This is now attempt 12 at reading this. Don't know why. Everything else has gone well today, but this one, I just can't get it right. Denizens of the galaxy, greetings from the Dazanu. Eons ago, we oversaw the construction of the gateways and L-gates that you may have seen abandoned. Our intention was to build a galactic network of such devices, but alas, a horrible mistake rendered the L-gates unusable, stranding us in our home cluster. But this age of isolation has finally come to an end thanks to the clever scientists of the Imperium. Now that the L-gates are active again, we invite everyone to make free use of them to shorten galactic travel times. Our star cluster is open to everyone, except for this system. Do not go there. And we won't. We're going to mostly ignore them. Actually, I wonder if that's going to help us all get around towards the enemy. Let's say I wanted to move this fleet, which actually I do. Oh wow, yeah, that has actually shortened our travel time considerably. Well, that all went surprisingly well then. Lovely. To safeguard the galaxy, the Reconquerors must fall.
We have declared war.
Peace through war. Yeah, sure, and art is great as well.
A belligerent fleet has been engaged.
Release the swarms. Oh, that's fantastic. Our strikecraft took out all of their strikecraft. They actually have many strikecraft. 1 second. I know this is taking away from the fight itself, but they do. Okay, that's fantastic. So we also nullify their strikecraft just because we have so many more now, as we'll attack them on the way. Okay, our strikecraft are now actually hitting them, which is good. Oh man, we're losing quite a bit per fight. That's not great. Now, we do have about 300k more fleet power on the way, so we don't need to be super aggressive, just need to stall. Anytime we can see a fight like this where we can ambush them, we do so. Ooh, pretty. Beautiful. Glory to the oath. Long may we reign. Okay, they're actually backing away. That's good, so we can be aggressive. Like I was saying, we don't have to be, but if we do see an opportunity, we're gonna take it. Okay, one of their fleets is bouncing this way, and I think it's gonna try and go here. So one of our reinforcement fleets is being redirected, and we'll try and defend at the Citadel. So glad that the bulk of our ships are strikecraft based, because it means we can outrange these attacks. Only the corvettes will take damage. The battleships will just hang back and fire more and more and more strikecraft, which are rapidly tearing apart their defense structures. Look at that. Wonderful. Strikecraft are great if there's only one enemy at a time. Managed to get this fleet before it left their territory. Don't know where it was going, but yet again, it's one fleet versus all three of ours. Which I'm now realizing one of them is cruisers, not actually battleships, but it fulfills the same purpose as strikecraft. Strikecraft and lightning, right? No, you're still using the... Oh, you are not fully upgraded. Okay. Good to know I need to change those. Okay, now we go back. We can already make a run for their home system. So that's good. Currently hiding all my ground forces over here. Got a 100k fleet, which is almost here. So much so I'm just going to put an auto-follow. And all alloys are being redirected now for more battleships, because I like battleships. They were here first, so back to the Sentinels. An analysis of the Sentinels has revealed that they are made from an unknown hybrid metal-ceramic composite. Such a material could not have been forged by a prehistoric society, yet preliminary readings suggest they predate all known civilizations on the planet. Unfortunately, our scanners cannot yet pierce the Sentinel's metal coating. Oh, their poor little strikecraft getting shot down by ours. Just wish we didn't have corvettes and such to get shot at. Oh, strikecraft, stop splitting up, please. Just go after one or the other. I don't mind. No, one of our Titans! Oh, wow. Yeah, this, that went really bad because of the secondary fleet. Still, that's that dealt with. We have 11k ground force. Wow. Okay, might as well continue to push, though. Our backup fleet is almost here. I need to be careful, though, because one of their attack swarms is there. Though we should beat it. I would rather not have to fight that on its own. I want to take this, because then we have pretty much most of their citadels we need. Ooh, station of attack. Why? Oh. Just that construction vessel. Okay, I was correct about them moving that way.
A study has been completed.
Okay, back to the missing archaeologist. Austere's belongings, including her mind gazer, a device used to isolate the mind from outside interferences, have been found on a ledge overlooking the Sentinels. Sticks forming a half-finished outline around one of the statues suggest she may have diverted from her exercise to mark its position. Her flashlight and scanner were discovered crushed under a shattered piece of the Sentinel's wing. The scanner has been modified in a peculiar manner. Perhaps it could help us pierce the Sentinel's protective layer. If we wish to find Austere alive, we must divert extra resources to the search. Okay, well, yeah, we're definitely going to do the more expensive one there. And hopefully we'll find our scientist soon. Now back to this. This fleet's getting really close, and it is very, very bad. Oh, no, they're turning? They're going towards the wormhole. Okay, I actually don't know where that goes. Well, they'll be out of the way, at least, for when I combine the fleets. For now, let's just attack this. Take out another station. Sentinels again. This is happening really quick. Austere has been found unconscious and badly injured, hiding in the underbrush below a natural rock formation, with a blooded datapad tucked under her arm. She was rushed to the hospital and treated for severe brain injury indicative of blunt trauma. by impact from above. Although her condition is now stable, she still suffers from memory loss and has no recollections of how she sustained her wound. Splinters of the unique metal alloy from which the sentinels are sculpted were lodged in her... well, basically in her head. All she remembers is hiding from someone and subsisting off what little the land had to offer. However, her notes contain some helpful information. Yeah, my reading is getting slower today. Oh! Yep, they're now maimed. Minus 40-year lifespan. On the other side, coordination centers us reach this next stage. Which is actually really good, because that'll continue to increase our sublight speed. For now, we'll leave it, though, as I do want to just continue to pump out more and more battleships. The more we have, the better it is for everyone. Well, for us, anyway. There goes our 13k ground forces attacking the core. Their homeworld. And we have finished off the sentinels. Man, that happened really quick. Just needed a much lower level archaeologist this time around, I think. Radiant Core. The archaeologists have reconstructed Austere's modified scanner. Set to pierce deeper within the statue's hybrid composite material, it has picked up on a weak radiation emanating from their cores. To investigate further, it would be necessary to break one of the sentinels open, very likely destroying it in the process. Since one of the statues has already lost part of its wing, our archaeologists recommend starting with that one. Open them carefully so that we can reassemble it. We will not desecrate such a... oh, we wouldn't know, would we? Okay, there is more to this, but I am role-playing the Empire. So for those who are unaware, there's a whole conversation you can have after this with X, and there's a lot to it, but I won't spoil it. Just there is more to it if you select open carefully, but we will not desecrate it. This will increase our unity from this world, and yeah, we just wouldn't. We're xenophiles. We love all this kind of stuff. We were so careful of our artifacts all the way through. We would never do that. Darn it. Although we're curious, we just wouldn't. I really don't think we would. This is their last citadel. Lovely. Okay, their fleet's returning, so let's make sure our ground forces are safe when they jump off the world. Okay, good. You're going the long way. So I want everyone to stack up. Minimal losses, everyone. Minimal losses. Ooh, they jumped over here to attack the archives. That's not great. Okay, we actually have a fleet ready. Okay, move there. Although they are attacking the archives, just regular orbital bombardment. It's not the worst, especially since we're about to finish them off. It might be faster just to deal with these, and that will save more lives. Either way, though, I am sending the fleet. And any reinforcements I make before they get there, I will also jump in. So we are still going to get rid of them. That's my fault for not paying enough attention. And being very, very tired. It is now 4 AM. No, it's 2 AM. I've lost track of time. In reverse. Okay, nice and easy. Core is now ours. Going over to boundary. And continuing from there. Okay, we made them run. There was a fleet there, and I think they actually just jumped. Which they can do, so, yeah, just keep this safe. Once Boundary and Core fall, they only have 3 other worlds, and they're all their lesser worlds, which don't have the same super ground forces. In fact, only 550, so I can split my ground forces and grab all of those at once, straight after. It'll take moments. Do some selective bombardment only against the military there to save some of our own lives. Gene Warriors are nasty things, they really are. Oh, that's what they are. They are the Titanic Beasts. Yeah, from one of our worlds. That's what they are. I was thinking, did I accidentally mix in xenomorphs?
An enemy planet has been
Meanwhile, in our own territory, we are defending. Sadly, the enemy citadel combined with their fleet was a lot of damage taken by us, but we've got it back. We have it back. That's all that mattered there. Okay, back over here now, we have completely destroyed, well, completely taken over the homeworld of our enemy. So we're going to split our fleet. That's not a butcher. Why do I have a butcher? Go away. No, that's so against what we are. Minimal losses, please. How do I have a cyborg? Sure, we have a cyborg leading. I don't know how we have a cyborg, I've got to be honest. But there we are. Oh, of course we have cyborgs. We have them from over here, don't we? The pig people. In the archives. I'm assuming you are, in fact, cyborgs. Yep, you're cyborgs with all the other bonuses as well. That's really good. Okay, that devastation will fade. We've saved them for any more damage. They've split, taken that. We've taken this world from one of the other small fleets we had. Yeah, as soon as they land, we've pretty much got it. Greater than ourselves has passed. One more of my end goals has been completed. Because that was it. That's as far as I wanted to go in that tree. I've got all of the stuff I wanted. All the way to greater than ourselves, since I didn't want this because, actually, no, I maybe would want this one, but that was the main goal there. I've got all the peaceful ones, so, yep, Reverence for Life is there. We've got all the way down to here, but I didn't really want to go any further than that, so I've left it. Yeah, I've got all of the resolutions I wanted. And every single world. Excellent. Ah, I should have read that out loud. It read as follows. Alongside the rights enshrined in recent galactic community resolutions, we ask additional responsibilities of our workers. We can now encourage unemployed workers to voluntarily resettle to other worlds we control that have available housing, jobs, and are of adequate habitability. There we are, greater than ourselves is now active, which is good because we have a lot of messed up worlds right now, because obviously I've been focusing on other things, and our population growth has been honestly insane. And we're reaching the end of the game now as well, so we don't necessarily need to min-max all that. I think both worlds are already being invaded. Fantastic. Yeah, after this, I'm afraid this will be the end, and I've got almost every single one of the goals I wanted. And if we could wait another few hours, I'd probably have this one as well in seconds, because they're so much weaker than us, it would take moments to get them to submit to us. Other than that, galactic peace is pretty much here, except for one empire. One annoying empire. The original enemy we had, of course, is that. There we go, the Reconquerors have fallen. We now have access to the core, which obviously has all of those lovely, amazing buildings. Loads of extra energy, loads of extra food, everything else. And we'll also have access to a boundary, which is doing pretty much the exact same thing. Just utterly wonderful. So sadly now, I do have to call the episode and call the series. I wish I could spend a bit more time here, but sadly, it is now 3:30 in the morning. I need to edit all this down and upload it, and from tomorrow I will be recording the brand new DLC, Nemesis, which I am so looking forward to. So that's going to be absolutely loads of fun. Sadly, over the last few weeks, obviously, I had a lack of time to record. There's been a loss in my immediate family, as I've mentioned on Twitter, so it took me some time to get my head straight there, along with the issues which were predating that, which are still going on as well, which obviously has put me in a pretty bad place when it comes to trying to be motivated to work and get everything done. But I'm back now, trying to get back on schedule mostly. Will be a little bit slower for a while, but I just want to say, I have loved this series. I have loved reading the comments. Although the viewership has been very subpar for a series on the channel at this point, it has been one of the most fun series I have done in years, especially, like I said, all of the fan responses, talking about every little aspect of the game, talking about the Honourbound. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I would like to say a huge thank you to everyone who's got all the way to the very last episode and this last little ramble. This is why I like making videos, it really is, and that's about as sincere as I can get. So with that, the Honourbound, I would say, have been greatly successful. They're only one empire away from pure galactic dominance and galactic peace. We have defeated the ultimate tyrants over here. We have just so much power. We have essentially complete control over the Senate. Look at that. My diplomatic strength is 111,000. The second place is 18,000. We can pretty much go with whatever we want at this point. If we want anything, we essentially can have it. Look at that, straight away to the very top of the queue. There is nothing they can do to stop this. Emergency. And that's going to be that. I control the Council, I control the Ultimate Federation, I control an awakened Empire's empire. We are the Honourbound, and we have won. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video and enjoyed the series, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff, helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continue in the future. Thank you so much for watching, have a lovely day, and do take care. Until next time, goodbye.